What's up, guys? It's me, Hunter, Reptile Events, and it's time for one of the most important subject of all time. You know, education is the key to conversation. Why is education so important? Well, here's the reason why it's so important. The reason why it's so important is because it helps people to understand. It helps people to understand about these animals and all kinds of other stuff. For example, I use my bull snakes for the education of the pine snakes that we have native here and stuff. We do have pine snakes native here, and two species of pine snakes are protected here, which are known as the northern pine snake and the black pine snake. Now, the bull snakes, even though they're not really like species of pine snakes, they're actually are related to them, but I think because the genetics are related to them, but they're not pine snakes at all. They're just bull snakes. But I like to use them for education of pine snakes because they are related to them and stuff. So, now the reason why I'm studying education is because education is very important to us because we need to learn about reptiles. The reason why I need to learn about them is because there's no good reason to kill them. There's no good reason to kill snakes in the slightest, and no good reason to kill other reptiles in general. The reason why is because it ruins the environment. On top of that, it even ruins conversation because reptiles are important here. Without them, it would be not good at all. It would not be the same. On top of that, we'll have diseases everywhere because rodents spread disease everywhere around the world, and without the snakes and lizards to take care of them, our world will be doomed. Our world will be spread with diseases. It will be like 1300 over again. You know what happened in 1300 in Europe? Ooh-wee. That killed everybody. And let me tell you, a bunch of people died during that year, and that's awful. Yeah, when that happened, it was about to be bubonic plague, and that was a terrible disease, and let me tell you, that disease was by far awful. So, but the good thing is, with all the reptiles we have here, they protect us from that disease and stuff. And even other diseases like Lyme disease and other diseases that they come in contact with and stuff. Now I should mention this. The reason why snakes are also important here is because snake venom is actually here to help out treat cancer. Yes, according to some snake venoms like copperhead venom has actually successfully treated breast cancer. Yes, there is an article stating the fact that copperhead is a successful breast cancer treatment, so venomous snakes are important here. They are very important. There's a reason why there's no good reason to kill snakes. The reason why is because, well, here is why. Only 6 people die a year from snake bites in the U.S. The reason why is because of the antivenom we have here. On top of that, not a lot of people die. Not a lot of people really, get bitten by venomous snakes because venomous snakes usually leave us alone. They don't really come up to mess with us at all. I've dealt with venomous snakes before. I've dealt with venomous snakes a lot, and from my experience, they're not really aggressive. They're actually not aggressive at all. They don't really have any business to chase us. On top of that, they have no business messing with us either, and they only strike if they're threatened. Yeah, all snakes will basically bite if they feel threatened. If snakes feel threatened, they will bite. Just like a person, if it feels threatened, the person has a reason to defend itself. Yeah, for instance, if I feel threatened, I also have a right to defend myself too. That's how it goes. So yeah, it's just like that when it comes to knowing how a snake is. Yeah. Now I know some people may say snakes will chase you. That's actually not true. Snakes do not chase you at all. They have no business messing with you. It's the same thing with cottonmouths. Cottonmouths do not chase you at all. They have no business messing with people in the slightest. Same thing with other venomous snakes in general, which when it comes to venomous snakes and knowing about them and everything. There's also a lot of education around venomous snakes if you want to know a lot about them. There's always knowings how you're supposed to know them and stuff. For instance, I do have a poster that talks about venomous snakes southeast, telling you what you need to know and what you need to do when it comes to venomous snakes. according to the poster, it says here what you need to do when you get bit by a venomous snake. You call 911 to get medical help immediately. Get the victim away from the snake. Keep bit extremity, arm, leg, finger, lower, and the victim's heart. Keep the victim warm and calm. Remove bracelets, rings, watches, or tight clothing on bit extremity. So yeah, here's what you should not do. Do not wait until the systems develop to seek medical help. Do not attempt to capture or kill this snake to ensure identification. So that means you should not ever kill the snake when you get bitten, because if you're killing the snake, it will make the situation worse. Here is the reason why. There's actually an article where a person got bit by chopping off a rattlesnake's head. Yes, a rattlesnake can still bite you whether its head is chopped off. Yes, a person did get bit by a rattlesnake when his head was chopped off, and of course, that person went to the hospital for a stupid thing he did. Yeah, he did. He basically went to the hospital when that happened. And so it just states the fact there's no good reason to kill snakes. And the reason why there's no good reason to kill snakes is because rodents spread diseases, and we have snakes here to help us out to kill the rats because they're doing a good thing for us. I always don't like it when people say a good snake is a dead snake. I don't like that at all because, like I said before, having dead snakes is not a good thing. It ruins the environment. On top of that, it makes diseases spread more and more because we don't want that around here at all. And when it comes to diseases, we don't want those at all. We always have reptiles and other animals to protect stuff. There's also articles saying the fact that there's no good reason to kill spiders. That's right. There's no good reason to kill spiders because they even protect us too. They're not aggressive, and they just basically have no business messing with us at all. Yeah, they're just like snakes. They don't mess with us, and they basically leave us alone. That's how they are. Spiders do not chase people. They do not chase people. They like to leave people alone, and they just scurry around to find bugs. That's all they do. That's pretty much all they do and stuff. So yeah, the same thing with lizards. Lizards do the same thing too. There's all kinds of lizards here in the U.S. There's only a few venomous lizards so far, which are basically the helodrum, which are the Gila monsters, and the beaded lizards. Those are really awesome lizards, I have to admit. They are really cool lizards, and it also sucks the fact that the Gila monster is endangered, which is really a bummer. Yeah, it's definitely really a bummer, and also it's sad. The reason why it's sad is because I hate it when people kill the Gila monster. I've always think it's terrible when people kill the Gila monster. It really is sad. And the states are doing their best they can to protect them, which is a good thing. Speaking of the Gila monster, it became the state reptile in Utah. That's right, it became the state reptile in Utah, which is definitely pretty interesting, I have to admit. It's really interesting in how it became the state reptile. Yeah. So, yeah. Now, as you should know, I also use other animals for education. Not only I use snakes, but I also use vinegaroons for education of scorpions. Even though vinegaroons have no stingers, but I do use it for education if people want to actually take care of scorpions. If people want to take care of scorpions, they should start out with vinegaroons. Vinegaroons are actually one of the best starter scorpions to start with. I love scorpions. They're actually one of my favorite creatures of all time. I do plan to get scorpions sooner or later. It depends if I want to give me some, because I do love scorpions that are really interesting creatures. A long time ago, when I was a kid, I used to have an emperor scorpion, but it didn't seem to live very long because I did not know much of the care at all when I was a little kid. But I love scorpions. I love scorpions of all types, and can't wait. Maybe in the future I'll get me some more scorpions and stuff, and also raise them and everything. Yeah. Now, as you should know, all the animals I have here are for education because education is very important. It helps out conversation, and I actually do respect the DNCR. The DNCR always protect wildlife, and they're also important here too because they help protect wildlife out in the forest, which is really good to know. I always do respect for what they do, because without a DNCR, who's going to protect our animals? Who's really going to protect the wildlife anyway? Because we need someone to protect the wildlife. That's why we have DNCR, to thank them and for protecting our wildlife, which is good to know. There are a bunch of animals here that are actually endangered, which is basically the indigo snake. The indigo snake is also one of the most endangered animals here in the state, and it's sad the fact that indigo snakes are basically, endangered is due to climate change. The reason why it's due to climate change because climate change seems to happen at times, and it's really sad the fact that that this happens. And when climate change does happen, it does kill the animals. It's just really sad indeed. It's very sad the fact that the population of indigo snakes is dying. It really is sad. So yeah. Now you should now. Another thing you should know is that snakes, will never hurt you. They'll never hurt you unless you mess with them. Basically, snakes are not always that dangerous. Same thing with venomous snakes; they're not always that dangerous either. With when it comes to venomous snakes, they're not always that dangerous. Here's the reason why: if you're not messing with them, they're considered not dangerous. However, if you are messing with them, they are considered dangerous, because they have a right to defend themselves if you're messing with them. So yeah, if you're in their personal space, they'll definitely let you know that you're in their personal space, so you better back off. The best situation to get away from a venomous snake is to basically step away 3 spaces. If you see a venomous snake right in front of you, just step back 3. Just take 3 steps back. Just take like 3 steps back and just move on. That's what you do when you see a venomous snake. That's that. Now for me, what I do with venomous snake, if I have my snake hooks with me, what I usually do is just move the venomous snake out of my way. That's what I usually do when I see a wild venomous snake out in the wild, and I see it right in front of me and stuff, and I just move it out of the way so I can move on. That's what I usually do. So I've dealt with venomous snakes before. So I will tell you this: just don't really try that, because the worst may happen to you if you try to do that. The best way to avoid a venomous snake is just take 3 steps back and just move on, because the venomous snake will never chase you if you move back. All you do is just move back slowly and just basically move on, and the venomous snake will just move on as well. So yeah, venomous snakes do not chase people. They have no business messing with you at all, in the slightest. So yeah. So there you go, guys. Education is important. It lets us know more important things about the animals. It also tells people what they're like and stuff. Even like it also lets us learn about what these animals are like and stuff. And on top of that, it also gives us more information about them, why they're so important here, and why should not fear them, and why we should not think they're bad animals at all. And also, no good reason to kill them either, because they're important here, and they're always important here. Without them, we won't be here at all in the slightest. So, yeah, we won't be here if we don't have snakes. And that's the thing. And we have snakes to thank for us being here and stuff, because without them, we won't be here. That's just how it is. Anyway, guys, I'm Hunter at Reptile Events. Thanks for watching. If you ever want to check out my Patreon, on the search box below, you can donate whenever you want. You can donate to that whenever you want to. You can also subscribe to my channel if you like. And also, before I go, I should mention some things to you guys. On June 4th, I am going to do a presentation over at Old People's Home. Yes, over a senior's home. I am doing a presentation there. They let me do a presentation there and stuff on June 4th, which is actually pretty awesome. The fact that they let me do a presentation, so I have to get my snakes packed up for that and stuff. Another thing I should mention is this: on July 16th, I am going to the Coleman Public Library for a presentation. They invited me to do a presentation there, so I got to bring my snakes with me when I get a chance to and stuff. So yeah, I can't wait for that event and stuff. And also on June 8th, I'm going to the Venice Snake class. Like I mentioned before, I'm going to Venice Snake 101 class, which is actually going to be in Pinson and stuff. So I'm definitely going there. I can't wait to go there and stuff. Yeah, that's to me on June 8th. Yeah. Also, never mentioned anything. I also talked with a local DNCR known as Laura Muncher, who's actually a naturalist of Old Mountain State Park. I actually talked with her to see if I could do a presentation at Old Mountain State Park. She said that I can do one probably in the future events. She'll let me know when I can actually do one. They're keeping me in mind, which is actually a really good thing to actually hear. I will definitely love to do a presentation. Definitely will do presentations at other places and stuff. I should let you know I do birthday parties, school events, so I do all those kind of stuff. So I love doing all that kind of stuff and everything. I always love bringing education because it's one of my favorite things to do and stuff. We also have other people here that do education, like the Alabama Herp Society. The Alabama Herpetological Society is also one of my favorite people to support and stuff. Even though they're a non-profit organization, which means they don't really get that much money and stuff, but I basically do recommend you donate to them because they're really great to have, and I always thank them, and I do support them. I do talk about them a lot in my videos, and if you haven't seen my Alabama Herp Society video, I should recommend you check out that too. And stuff. Raymond Corey, Kendra Wakefield, if you're watching this, I have to say you do a good job at educating human reptiles, and I do thank you for that and stuff. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm Hunter Ryder from Reptile Events. Thanks for watching, and remember, education is the key to conversation. It's important to learn about. It's also important to know that there's no reason to kill snakes. There's no good reason at all, and there should never be in the slightest. Remember that. Anyway, guys, see you guys later.